Hey, and welcome to this video tutorial of Dripify. This is actually the second time I'm recording this. Teller, the tool that I used, ran an update yesterday. I recorded a 25-minute video showing you how to build everything in Dripify, and there was no sound. So I'm going to do my best to remember everything I said in that video because I don't really use a script, and show you how to set up Dripify. But what is Dripify? It's a LinkedIn automation tool. Now, you have to be careful with automation tools on LinkedIn. LinkedIn do not like anyone using any automation tools, so do use this at your own risk. When clients have asked me in the past about automation, I've typically said, look, as a consultant, I don't want to recommend that you use something in case you get your account banned, because that's the consequence. However, there are people, tens of thousands of people, using automation tools. So you must be able to get away with it as long as you stay within the limits. And that's why I'm recommending Dripify, because it allows you to set quite strict rules on the limits. So I'm going to log in a second, give you a quick overview of the platform, and then I'm going to build a campaign out to show you how you would do that yourself. And I'll explain the use case for the campaign. But first of all, this is the Dripify dashboard. It shows you all of your campaigns that you're running, the recent activity. So if I just go to all campaigns, we can see I've got 4 different campaigns here with various different acceptance rates. So this one is 39.7. This one is 49.1, which isn't too bad, considering that I'm not adding in any sort of personalized invites. This one is the workflow that I'm going to build for you again, and I'll show you how to build that from scratch. This is actually to previous attendees of an event that I've hosted. So I've hosted 2 events in Lisbon. We've got a new event in next month, and I'm just messaging people who have given me their LinkedIn profile when they signed up for the first 2 events to say, hey, excuse me, sorry, just a heads up, we have another event coming up in February. It should be this date, soft RSVP now, and I'll send you more details once we have the landing page built. Okay, let's get into it. So let's create a new campaign. I'll show you the settings towards the end as well. So any campaign starts with adding leads, then you want to create the sequence, the automation steps, and then you want to launch it. So to add leads, you've got 3 options. You can use a LinkedIn search, which is actually really decent. You just go to LinkedIn's free search using Boolean searches and filters, and you might have results of 800 prospects, for example. I like to keep my campaigns as specific and narrow as possible. So if I was reaching out to fractional HR execs, what I might do is focus on UK first, then US. That just helps me manage the total number of leads that I'm reaching out to. Then you can also paste in profile URLs. Now, arguably, I could do that with the list that I have, or you've got upload CSV. So I'm going to upload Clay Club attendees, and I'm going to click browse. You might not see this, or you might see this. Just go into my downloads, and I'm just uploading the file. So here I've got 70 profiles of prospects that I want to reach out to. So I've got my leads. Now I need to go to the next step. And the next step is building out the campaign. Now I can use some existing templates. These come with Dripify. So if I just look at this, we've got send an invite. If it's accepted, wait an hour, endorse the skills, wait 1 hour, send a message, wait 3 days, send another message, wait 4 days, send another message. I don't need this sort of campaign for what I'm planning to run at the moment. So I'm just going to choose custom campaign. So with any custom campaign, you need to have a start date or a start point. So I'm going to add an action. And what I actually want to do is use the condition if connected. So as I mentioned, these 70 profiles, some of them are my friends, some of them are people that I spoke to, some of the people that I've followed up with after the events. So I've got 2 different scenarios here. Some people I'm not connected with at all, and other people I'm already connected with. So if connected and the answer is no, then I want to add an action, which is to send an invite. Now, usually I don't customize my invites, but in this case I will, because I'm just giving people the heads up about the event. So I've just clicked on send an invite, and here I'm able to put in a message. If I just go here, I've already created the message. So if not connected, so I've got this one. So go here, and I'm just going to paste that in. Now you can see we've got these percentage marks here and first name. This is known as a merge tag. So if I just delete that, and now I want to add I want to personalize the note with the first name, I can just pop it in. So whenever I paste in stuff that I've written elsewhere, I always double check that the merge tags work, because there's nothing worse than a message going out saying, hey, first name, when it hasn't actually added in the personalizational token. So here we can see the message, Mark from Clay Club Lisbon here. Or is it Lisbon Clay Club? I don't know. We're in the process of planning the next event, February 19th, 6 p.m. Just connecting so I can make sure to send you all the deets when the page is live. Hope all is well. Just do that. Then I can save that. So that is to send an invite. And then after a day, I am not going to do anything here because I'm not trying to sell to these people. But after 30 days, I am going to add an action, which is to withdraw invite. Now, the reason I want to do this is because if you have too many pending invites out, and you're connecting with a lot of people, it's one kind of factor that LinkedIn looks at to determine whether you might be spamming people using automation. So I want to make sure that I'm always reducing the amount of pending invites. Typically for campaigns, I withdraw them around 40 days after the campaign starts. There's no science to that. It just feels about right. And then I'm going to end the sequence here. So very simple. Check if I'm connected to this LinkedIn profile. If not, send an invite. If accepted, one day, do nothing. That I don't need to do anything. I'm just letting them know. What I do want to do though is new people that accept my invites, I want to add them to a sheet, which I'll show you how to do that in just a second. So the other scenario, if I am connected with them, I actually just want to send them a message. So I'm going to add an action, click message. Now, because these are messages to first connections, there isn't actually a number that LinkedIn say that you can only send 100 messages per day. I think it's actually unlimited, but if you sent thousands of messages per day, then it's clearly not a human doing it, and LinkedIn might catch on that activity is too high. So I wouldn't recommend doing unlimited messages a day. Maybe keep it around 20 to 40, something that you could manageably do yourself. So here's the message I want to use. Excuse my voice, I'm sorry. If connected. So here's the message. And personally, this is specifically for the Clay Club Lisbon event that I'm planning, but I like to write my messages outside of the platform that I'm sending it in. I just find it a lot easier to look at a blank piece of paper or use one of my frameworks to write my messaging. I don't like writing my messaging in here just because it's hard to see how they all fit together. Whereas on a doc, for me personally, I can just see them all in one go. But anyway, we've got hey first name. So again, just to be double check, just to make sure that I'm not messing up the merge tags, I put in the first name. And then the message is nice and simple. Just want to let you know we're in the process of planning the next event, Wednesday the 19th, 6 p.m.-ish, because we might have to change that. Location, tribe, social, same as last time. We'll be in touch. Catch you soon, Mark. Simple. Save. After that message has been sent, I actually don't want to do anything. So I'm just going to end the sequence. Now, this campaign is ready to go, but because I built it the last time I recorded this video, I'm not going to hit live, but I do want to show you how to actually track who has connected and who hasn't with you. So the campaign name is Clay Club Lisbon Attendees, and now webhooks. So webhook is a way of sending data to another platform and sending the information of a particular event to another platform. And I'll explain that in just a second. In this particular campaign, I want to know if somebody accepts my connection request. So this is the trigger for the webhook here. After a connection request is accepted, then I want to send that data somewhere else. Now I'm going to use Zapier for this. Zapier is an amazing automation tool that I've been using for years. Sometimes when my renewal comes up, I just pay for it yearly because I know it's a tool that I'll be using throughout the rest of the year of my business. And here you can see is the one that I created yesterday, but let me just go through that in a bit more detail. So webhook URL, when you set this up, it's not going to allow me to change this webhook, so you won't see it completely, but I'm using webhooks by Zapier, and the trigger event is catch hook. Then pick off a child key, you can just ignore that. And then what it does is it gives me this special URL, which I would then copy and paste into my campaign here. I would then hit test, and what that will do is send data to Zapier. So if I just show you what that looks like, this is the example test that it sends across. So here you get all of this information from this person's profile. So what Dripify is doing is kind of organizing all that data from the LinkedIn profile. And when a connection request is accepted, it's pushing that to Zapier. So here you can see I've got Bill Gates, obviously just an example. I've got location, city, country, link, website, email, company size. There's lots of information that you can get here. Really, that's enough. That's all you really need for this case, because most times you already have an idea of who these leads are that you're reaching out to. So the second step, if I just continue with the record, is then to say, okay, when Zapier. When you receive this information via the webhook, I then want you to create a spreadsheet row in Google Sheets. And I've got that tied up here, and I've got it under Dripify test. So here we can see we've got Bill Gates. I'm just hiding this data because it's other people's LinkedIn's profiles. And that's because Bill has accepted the connection request in that campaign. The other thing to note here is that you can actually map the fields in your spreadsheet to Zapier so that when somebody, in this case, accepts your connection request, their information will be added to here. So we've got campaign, which is my own campaign, company, employees, position, website, country, and an example. This example was just for me to show that you can add new columns. I could add in a column here to say anything I want from any of the data that comes from. Hopefully you're still with me, but let's just go to continue. And now you can see that it's going to a Google Sheet in my drive called Marketing Leads. I'm just using this as an example spreadsheet. I typically have different spreadsheets for the different campaigns that I run. And then the worksheet is Dripify test. So if you go down here, you can see I've selected that one. And now I want first name and last name to go into this field here in column A. So this says name and this says name. So these are matching the headings for the spreadsheet. I've got their LinkedIn URL. The campaign is Clay Club Lisbon past attendees. That's the campaign that I set it up as. Company, employees, position, website, country, example. So here I've just got the date. So this is the data that runs, but if I wanted to take any other data from the webhook, I can select industry, for example, and just add that in here. But I'm not. I'm going to change that back to hook date just so I can keep track. I'm going to click continue. What you typically want to do is test it to see whether this pulls through. So I'm going to retest the step. Go back into the spreadsheet, and as you can see, Bill Gates has been added and all of the information matches the columns that I want to add people to, which is excellent. And now I can see that actually Rodolfo was the one person who did accept the connection request yesterday, and I got that information in here. That was yesterday when I first ran it. That is odd. It should say the 21st. Oh no, it's saying the 20th because this data from Bill Gates, this example data, was pushed yesterday. So I'll click publish. That is good to go. Now that I am connecting with people, I am tracking when a connection request is accepted. I now want to check some of my campaign settings. So do not add a lead to this campaign if the same leads are found in other campaigns. So that's typically something you'd want to do to make sure that you're not sending too many different messages to the same person. You can also choose to not send it to someone with an open profile, somebody that doesn't have a photo, if they have less than 500 connections or has a free LinkedIn account. Now, you might, if you have a large list of prospects, you might want to say, actually, I don't want to send it to anyone that has a lead, doesn't have a photo, or anyone that has less than 500 connections. The main reason for doing this is that you just want to ensure that the people that you're sending messages to are more likely to be active and looking at LinkedIn. If they don't have a photo, if they have less than 500 connections, LinkedIn might just be something that they filled out once and they update it when they get a new job, but they're never on it. So this way it just helps you increase the likelihood that the people that you're reaching out to will be more active. Now, it's not going to let me save and launch this one, mostly because these same leads are found in another campaign. So I'm just going to exit out of this and show you the settings. I'm not going to save this because, again, I'm recreating this from yesterday. And now the limits and controls. So I want to send out 16 connection requests a day. But what Dripify does really well is it gives a range. So if you just did 16 connection requests every day, that looks suspicious. No human is that consistent, or most humans aren't that consistent. So what I've got here is a variation of 7. So it will be from 9 to 23 connection requests a day. So one day it might be 16, the next day it might be 9, the next day it might be 21. So that's how these limits work, which is actually quite smart. And I haven't seen a lot of other tools do this. You just set it as 40 connections a day and it will do 40 every day. Messages, so it ranges between 36 and 50. In-mails, I'm not sending any in-mails. Profile views, I'm not really doing many profile views. Endorsements, likes, followings, and emails, again, not applicable to the campaigns that I'm running. The last thing to show you here is the working hours. I've got them set as European, London, from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. You might even want to refine that slightly to be your working hours so that, again, it mimics the most likely human behavior possible. But that is Dripify. So this is what I will be using moving forward. If I just show you one of the other campaigns I've got running at the moment, this one's quite interesting. I'm testing out a new message. So this is to fractional CMOs in the UK, who are my second connections. And if I look at my sequence here, the first step is to view the profile, then wait a day and send an invite. Then wait 4 days and view the profile if they have not accepted. After 30 days and they still haven't accepted, then end the sequence. And then it says here, I think I can zoom in, should be able to zoom in. It says here, I've lost it, there we go. Withdraw request if not accepted yet, so that's fine. And then up here, we've got send an invite. If it's accepted, wait 26 hours. That's a random number, no science behind that. I'm just trying to make it look as non-automated as possible to each prospect. Send a message. This is the message that I'm experimenting with when I need to zoom back out, I think. I don't know where, I've lost the zoom out thing, so I'm sorry. Let's try and game this. This is annoying. Okay, the first message is, hey, first name, cheers for connecting. Would you like A, a pitch slap, B, a link to a resource that might help you with finding more clients? No right or wrong answer, Mark. PS, no, both answers don't lead to the same link, haha. Just trying to add a little bit of humor. I'm trying to break up the noise that's in LinkedIn. I've got some quite positive responses from this, a few people laughing, a few people don't know what a pitch slap is, so I've had to explain that to them. But it's been working relatively well so far. And that's what it's all about. It's all about testing and trying to see what's working and what isn't. Let's see if this one will work now. Okay, so this is the second follow-up. This is after 3 days if they don't reply to that first message. And that says, first name, maybe you don't need more clients at the moment, or you definitely don't want to be pitch slapped. To be honest, no one has replied with A to the previous message so far. Either way, I produce a ton of content around business development and sales process for fractionals. I know that I can say fractionals because this is the target audience. Let me know if you have a particular challenge right now, and I'll see if I have a video/post I can share with you. If I don't have the answer in the archive, I can throw together a quick video if you like. Speak soon, Mark. Super casual. I'm not trying to sell them anything. What I am trying to do is increase their awareness of me and position myself as somebody who could help with sales so that when the time is right for them, they reach out to me. The other benefit of connecting with people is LinkedIn shows my profile to them or your profile to new connections more frequently in the first 7 to 10 days of connecting with a prospect. So if I'm also producing content on a regular basis which talks about the same problems, I'm showing up in their feed, or I'm likely to show up in their feed. And when the time is right, as we all buy stuff, we know how it works. You reach out to that helpful person who seemed to not want to sell you anything, but seems to know what they're talking about to find out more. And that's my whole goal. I may end up putting these connections in an additional sequence in the future, which would be maybe just a message only sequence. I might have a new resource that I want to share with them. It might be a webinar or a workshop that I'm running. So I have these connections now and I can send them messages without having to worry about email deliverability. So that is Dripify. Let me know if you have any questions. If I spoke very fast because I'm just conscious of getting everything in a 20-minute video. But if you have any questions at all and need my advice or guidance, just let me know. All right, good luck and be careful with the automations. My last thing would be, you are not supposed to be automating anything on LinkedIn. So use this at your own caution. I was gonna say peril, that's dramatic. Use this at your own caution. All right, speak to you soon. Bye-bye.